Hi guys, I'm here again. I had so much fun yesterday, I decided to do it again today. Thanks to my husband upstairs for pointing out that I was running late. Sorry about that. We were down in downtown Albany picking up our dinner to go tonight. We are getting some fantastic Indonesian noodles from Yono's in downtown Albany. They were doing a one-time thing, so we rushed down to get our bak mi goreng for dinner tonight, and it smells fantastic. So before I get into dinner, we're going to start with an aviation cocktail. It is so cool to see all you guys. You know, we don't get to see people, and this is kind of like me being able to see you, seeing your names. This is the second time now I've done a Facebook Live thing. And it's really cool. It makes me feel connected. Hey, Colleen. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Aviation Cocktail. This is my favorite cocktail of all time. And it's pretty simple to do. I was kind of going back and forth on whether to do it or not because one of the ingredients is a little obscure, but we're going for it anyway because you can leave that ingredient out. So the first thing you do is you start with your shaker full of ice. All right, I also have my coupe glass, which I have ice in now to get the glass ready and nice and cold because this drink is best served straight up with a very light slushy layer of ice, icy slush. You know you've chilled it properly when you get that. Hey Buff, hey CJ, this is so cool. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, and while I'm doing this, I'll tell you a little bit about aviation because it's a really interesting cocktail. It was created by the head bartender at a hotel called the Wallach in New York City in 1916. And it kind of died away after Prohibition, but was brought back in a slightly different form. Hey Cindy, hey Elaine. Yeah, it originally had creme de violette in it, and I will show you the bottle of creme de violette. I use it in mine. Creme de violette is the totally optional ingredient. It honestly doesn't affect the taste if you don't use it. It is simply to make the drink a really cool violet shade, and creme de violette is a violet liqueur. So I love gin. So although, don't worry, I got lots of other things up my sleeve that don't involve gin. So the gin that I'm using today is Aviation Gin. And if any of you are like social media savvy, you know that this is Ryan Reynolds Gin Company. Although I've had a relationship with him for a long time, long before Ryan Reynolds. Although he certainly doesn't hurt. He's pretty cute. In fact, I got to visit the Aviation Gin distillery in Portland, Oregon when my son Steven was living in Eugene. It was a really treat, a really big treat. It's a cool place. It's a great gin. So what we're going to do is use 2.5 ounces of Aviation Gin. So this is my 1.5 ounce jigger. So I'm kind of eyeballing 2.5 ounces. All right, and then you put in Luxardo Maraschino liqueur. This is pretty easily available, and it's obviously because it says maraschino, it's a Heather. I love Ryan Reynolds. If you have ever seen any of his commercials for Aviation Gin, it is such a treat. You should like YouTube them just to see them because they're hysterical. Okay, so for the aviation cocktail, we're going to use the Luxardo Maraschino. Not a lot because it's a very strong liqueur. It's a very strong cherry flavored liqueur. This can also be used to make the Singapore Sling, which we used yesterday. So, all right, so I'm going to use about 1/2 of a jigger of this. And then we use the creme de violette. Okay, that's what it looks like.
Make sure you're not muted. People aren't getting sound.
Oh, can you guys hear me okay? Let's see, how do I tell? How do I tell if I'm muted? Uh-oh, see, this is what happens when I'm new at this. Can anybody hear me? Okay, Heather, you can hear me? Okay, Okay, so it's some of you guys and not me. You can't hear me either? Huh, some people can, some people can't. Okay, well, I gotta go forward because I don't think it's me. Creme de Violette. It's available in most liquor stores, most bigger liquor stores. It's made out of violets, which is really cool. The only time you're ever going to use it is if you actually like this cocktail and you're going to make it. Because I just finished my bottle that I have had in my house for like 4 years. So you literally put in, it's got like a strainer at the top, a strainer top on it. So I don't even use the jigger. I'm just going to put in like a dash, a little bit more. You put in too much and it wrecks a drink. Don't do that. You put in just enough for the color. Okay, and then the next important thing to get this thing going, I love lemon in cocktails. The lemon in the Aviation just makes it pop. It just really, it makes it a delicious cocktail. So I will use a half of a lemon. I leave my lemons out on the counter because warm lemons make better juicing lemons. So, and I can throw it in my disposal. Okay. So now we are going to shake it. I wish I had one of those giant cocktail glasses like the Barefoot Contessa, but I don't. So, best I can do is be the moccasin mixologist, I guess. All right, I'm just gonna dump my ice. Normally I'd put it in the dog bowl, but that's a little too far away. Okay. All right, I don't know if you can see the color. It's like a very pale purple. It can be this color, it can be a tiny, tiny bit more purple, but that's what you want to shoot for. And then for garnish, this is like my best tip ever. So those of you who have Trader Joe's near you, looks like cough syrup. Thanks, Zuber. To think I said nice things about you. This, Trader Joe's dark Morello cherries. This is like the most awesome garnish for cocktails. Just lose those bright red maraschino cherries. If you have them, do something to them, throw them out, feed them to your dog, whatever. They're gross, don't use them. So I'm gonna use a couple of these. These are beautiful, they're slightly tart, and they're really dark, and they make a great garnish. And that is your Aviation Cocktail. So as I said, it's really easy. It's delicious. It's a great summer cocktail. I got a whole bunch of those in store. I got so many cocktails I just love making, and this is so much fun to share. I feel like I'm actually drinking with you guys. So thanks for tuning in for a second day. I hope this lived up to your expectations. And again, if you want to make this, you don't feel like you have to have the creme de violette. The Luxardo and the Aviation gin, or any gin that you like, is going to work just fine. So, cheers, guys, and I may be back tomorrow with something else. If anybody has any requests, if you have like a liquor in your cabinet you don't know what to do with, or you want to learn how to make something in particular, let me know. I'm happy to do it. Oh gosh, you know, I was leaning towards, oh look, yeah, okay, Shez, you're right. The Luxardo, the original Luxardo maraschino cherries, sometimes you can buy those in the liquor store, and they are sweeter cherry, and they're specifically for cocktails. They're super good, and you might be able to find that in your liquor store, and that works really good as well. The bee sting, yeah. I like bee stings. I like bee's knees. I tend to be a gin person, but I was thinking about doing a maple bourbon sour, and I may do that tomorrow to get away from the gin for a little bit. Oh, and free Bloody Marys. Yeah, I love Bloody Marys. Here's another quick tip too, if you're a vodka lover. This is like I love Deep Eddy grapefruit vodka. It is the simplest thing on a hot day to just pour this in with a little bit of club soda and some lime. And I will not do a bourbon on the rocks, ever. No. But it is really cool to go buy those silicone trays that make giant cubes. You can use those and they keep your drink nice and cold and they don't dilute it. Sorry, Charles. Well, guys, it's been fun. Cheers, whatever you're drinking today, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.